Welcome to Duo Reads, where we decode deep ideas and break down big books one page at a time. Today, we're diving into Robin Sharma's transformative book, The 5 a.m. Club. And this isn't just about waking up before dawn. It's really a deep exploration into personal mastery. A guide, maybe, to achieving extraordinary results, all wrapped in a surprisingly compelling narrative.
It's true. Sharma spent, 4 years crafting this book, and it really shows, in how he weaves this engaging story about two individuals initially feeling a bit lost. Their lives are profoundly changed by a really unconventional mentor.
Right.
So our goal here today is to unpack the core principles, the practical strategies presented, basically giving you a clear pathway to understanding its powerful ideas without having to read all 300 pages yourself. It's a fascinating blend of insightful philosophy and really actionable steps for a more fulfilling life.
Okay, let's jump into the story that sets the stage then. It opens pretty dramatically, with an entrepreneur facing a truly devastating crisis. We're talking feelings of betrayal, despair, even contemplating the unthinkable.
Yeah, it's heavy stuff.
Then a turning point appears, a ticket to a personal optimization conference. It's quite the high-stakes beginning, isn't it?
Absolutely. And at this conference, she meets an artist. He's battling his own creative block, this sense of disconnection. Both are grappling with, deep issues. They're deeply affected when a revered speaker, this guy known as the Spellbinder, suddenly collapses right there on stage. But the real curveball, the twist, comes when they meet this surprisingly insightful homeless man outside, who later reveals himself to be Mr. Riley, the eccentric billionaire mentor. And this just sets them off on this really unexpected adventure into, believe it or not, morning mastery.
Morning mastery, right. And this mentor's central philosophy, it becomes clear pretty quickly. Own your morning, elevate your life. It sounds simple, but it's really about more than just setting an early alarm. It's like a complete mindset shift, isn't it?
Precisely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, Sharma really emphasizes that by taking deliberate control of the very start of your day, you essentially set a powerful positive tone for everything that follows.
Right.
It's a rejection of settling for mediocrity, kind of pushing you to embrace higher standards in all aspects of your life.
Right.
From the company you keep, to the intellectual fuel you consume. It's a fundamental shift in how you decide to live.
Okay, so with that foundation laid, how does Mr. Riley the Spellbinder, as we find out, actually guide the entrepreneur and artist? How do they implement this? What are the core benefits he claims for adopting this 5 a.m. routine?
Well, he outlines quite a compelling list of advantages. Rising at 5 a.m., he argues, helps you avoid the daily deluge of distractions, which leads to significantly improved focus and productivity. It also carves out dedicated time for reflection, which is, crucial for clarity. And surprisingly, it even fortifies leadership skills and physical fitness.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. There's reason, as Aristotle himself apparently observed, that early rising promotes health, wealth, and wisdom. Sharma calls this dedicated period the victory hour.
The victory hour. I like that. It sounds promising. But it's not just about setting an alarm. It's about what you do in that hour, right?
Right.
That's what the 20-20-20 formula comes in. It sounds incredibly structured. How does breaking down that first hour into these 3 pockets really amplify the impact beyond just waking up early?
Yeah, it's a brilliant way to segment what he considers your most precious hour. The 20-20-20 formula divides that crucial first hour from 5:00 to 6:00 a.m. into 3 distinct, purposeful 20-minute pockets.
Okay.
The first 20 minutes, 5:00 to 5:20 a.m., is all about move. This means intense physical exercise. Get sweating.
Right.
The goal here is doubly physiological. It helps to lower cortisol levels, that's your body's stress hormone, and simultaneously boosts brain function by releasing dopamine and serotonin. You're literally optimizing your brain chemistry before the day even begins.
Wow, okay. So optimizing your brain first thing. What's next?
Next, from 5:22 to 5:20 a.m. is reflect. This time is dedicated to solitude, meditation, maybe journaling. It's about cultivating clarity, setting your intentions for the day, connecting with your deepest values, assessing your goals. Quiet time.
Okay, that makes sense. Move, then reflect, and the last 20 minutes.
Finally, from 5:4 to 6:00 a.m. is grow. This is where you invest time in learning, reading, listening to educational materials, whatever works. It's a dedicated space for personal mastery, enhancing your professional capability. It's about feeding your mind.
Move, reflect, grow. It sounds incredibly structured, and, well, frankly, for some of us, the idea of a strict 5 a.m. routine might feel pretty daunting.
Right.
Does Sharma suggest this is a one-size-fits-all solution, or is there room for individual adaptation? I mean, some people just aren't morning people.
That's a really crucial point. And while the book strongly advocates for this specific 5 a.m. schedule, it's vital to acknowledge that personal productivity is, highly individualized.
Right, chronotypes and all that.
Exactly. Studies often refer to people's natural energy rhythms as chronotypes, whether you're a morning lark, a night owl, or somewhere in between. The core idea, what's truly valuable here, I think, is dedicating intentional time to growth and high-value activities when you are at your best.
So, find your victory hour.
Pretty much. It's about finding your personal rhythm and making that time sacred, rather than rigidly adhering to 5 a.m. if that doesn't genuinely align with your natural biological clock.
Okay, that's helpful context.
Yeah.
So, moving beyond just that meticulously planned morning routine, the book emphasizes that true success goes deeper than just the first hour. It really delves into a holistic approach.
Mm-hmm.
What are the 4 interior empires that the book highlights as crucial for transformation?
Right. Sharma identifies these as the fundamental inner components that need consistent cultivation for true, lasting growth. They are, first, your mindset. This is your psychology, your beliefs, your thought patterns, sort of the architecture of your internal world.
Got it. Mindset.
Second, your heart set. This covers your emotionality, your feelings, how you manage your emotional responses, your emotional well-being.
Heart set. Okay.
Third, your health set. This is your physical well-being, diet, exercise, overall bodily care. Pretty straightforward.
Health set. Makes sense.
And finally, your soul set. This pertains to your spirituality, your core values, your overarching purpose in life, your connection to something bigger.
Soul set. Mindset, heart set, health set, soul set.
Yeah. And the insight here is that these aren't isolated. They're deeply interconnected. Cultivating them all is essential as they profoundly impact your external performance and overall fulfillment.
It's interesting that even with such an emphasis on intense productivity and early starts, the mentor stresses the essentialness of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
How does Sharma reconcile what might seem like opposing ideas, maximizing output, while also prioritizing rest?
Well, it's actually presented as a foundational principle for sustainable high performance, not opposing at all, really. The book makes a strong case that optimal sleep requires 5 complete 90-minute cycles nightly.
Which works out to 7.5 hours.
Exactly, about 7.5 hours. It highlights what he calls the modern sleep recession, this pervasive lack of sleep. Often made worse by technology, blue light exposure. It severely impacts creativity, productivity, and overall health.
We've all felt that.
Totally. So the book argues that a structured evening routine, managing that last hour before bed, is just as crucial for success as the morning one. It's about setting the stage for deep, restorative sleep. So your 5 a.m. start is genuinely energizing, not just, dragging yourself out of bed.
Right, preparing for the preparation.
Yeah.
The book also introduces the habit installation protocol. And this is where we really see the entrepreneur and artist put these principles to the test. I remember they struggled initially, right? So this protocol is the roadmap Sharma gives them. What's the science behind how this helped them form lasting habits?
It's a pretty powerful framework for truly embedding new behaviors. The protocol involves 3 distinct stages. First is destruction, where you consciously work to break old, unhelpful patterns, like clearing the slate.
Destruct.
Then comes installation, where you actively practice and reinforce the new desired behavior. This is the hard work part. And finally, integration, where that new behavior becomes almost automatic, part of your very identity. It just is what you do.
Destruction, installation, integration. And how long does that take?
Sharma suggests this entire process takes about 66 days to fully encode a new habit, so a bit over 2 months. He also presents willpower not as some fixed resource you either have or don't.
Which is how it often feels.
Right. But he says it's more like a skill that actually strengthens with consistent practice, much like a muscle. It's all about developing what he calls grit, that combination of commitment, discipline, and resilience.
Grit. Okay. Beyond habits, the book provides the 10 tactics of lifelong genius. That sounds ambitious. Can you share a couple of these that might particularly resonate with someone listening, looking to optimize their daily work and life?
Certainly.
Yeah,
lifelong genius is a bold claim, but some tactics are very practical. 2 that stand out are the tight bubble of total focus, or PBTF.
PBTF.
It involves intentionally creating an uninterrupted, distraction-free space for your most creative and high-value work. The key insight isn't just having the bubble. It's about proactively defending it.
Blocking out the noise.
Exactly. Sharma implies this intense focus is possible daily, but, realistically, Listeners might find it more practical to schedule TBTF periods strategically, maybe a few times a week for their absolute highest leverage work.
That seems more doable. What's another one?
Another good one is the 9-0-9-0-1 rule. This advises dedicating the first 90 minutes of each workday.
The first hour and a half.
Right, to one single most important project for 90 consecutive days. This concentrated effort allows for deep immersion and hopefully accelerated results, cutting through the usual daily chaos. There's also the 60-10 method, alternating 60 minutes of hyper-focused work with 10 minutes of deliberate recovery.
That 60-10 sounds like a great way to manage energy, actually, like interval training for work. This connects to another concept you mentioned, the twin cycles of elite performance. What does this teach us about sustainable high performance, especially in a world that often celebrates, constant hustle?
Yeah, this principle is a direct counter to that always-on hustle culture mentality. It emphasizes the crucial balance between intense work periods, which Sharma calls high excellence cycles, and equally intense deep refueling and recovery periods, or deep refueling cycles. What's truly fascinating here, and often counterintuitive for many, is the idea that growth and innovation, surprisingly, happen during recovery.
Not during the grind.
Not solely during the grind, no.
Yeah.
It completely challenges the misconception that rest equals unproductivity. It strongly advocates for practices like zero-device days to truly recharge your mental and emotional batteries, fostering this kind of oscillation like a healthy heartbeat between effort and rest.
Oscillation. I like that visual. Now, many of these practices sound like, hard work, a lot of pushing boundaries. What does the book say about embracing discomfort and truly challenging yourself?
Sharma is pretty unwavering on this point. He very strongly argues that, quote, world-class begins where your comfort zone ends.
Okay, that's a common sentiment.
Right, but he really emphasizes it. The place where your greatest discomfort lies, he posits, is also the spot where your largest opportunity lives. Confronting fears, embracing challenges, willingly stepping into uncomfortable situations. They're not just recommended, they're presented as the non-negotiable key to unlocking your true power and potential. It's about building mental toughness through intentional struggle.
Okay, so shifting gears a bit, beyond the daily routines and tactics, the book delves into some really profound ideas about what true success and legacy actually mean. How does it redefine those concepts beyond just, say, material wealth or status?
It's a really powerful redefinition, I think. Sharma proposes that true success isn't just about the money, the fame, the material achievements. It's fundamentally about personal fulfillment, authenticity, and profound joy.
More internal metrics.
Exactly. It's about connecting with one's natural, innate power and contributing meaningfully to the world around you. He even goes so far as to say that the core purpose of business, for instance, is serving others, which, the book argues, ultimately leads not just to financial success, but also genuine, lasting fulfillment.
Serving others leads to fulfillment. Okay. This brings us to the concept of day stacking. What's the hidden power of seemingly small, consistent actions when we look at the bigger picture of our lives?
Day stacking is all about understanding the cumulative effect, compounding, basically. It teaches that small daily improvements, things that might seem insignificant on their own, like 1% better each day, when done consistently over time, yield absolutely staggering exponential results. It's about being incredibly intentional and purposeful in crafting each and every day to construct a meaningful, impactable life. You realize that your daily actions, no matter how minor they seem, are truly echoing throughout your entire life, building towards something far greater.
Small hinges, swing big doors kind of thing.
Precisely.
The book even asks a really profound, maybe slightly morbid question. Who will cry when you die?
Yeah.
What's the message there for us, the listener, beyond the stark phrasing?
It is stark, but it's a powerful call to reflection, isn't it? This question really compels us to think deeply about our legacy. What impact are we actually having on others during our time here?
Right. What mark do we leave?
Exactly. It emphasizes the critical importance of living a meaningful life, expressing our unique creativity, nurturing deep, authentic human connections, rather than allowing trivial distractions to just steal our precious moments. It's about becoming, as Sharma puts it, a hero of your life, maybe like Nelson Mandela, who transformed personal suffering into a force for greatness and left this enduring impact.
That's a powerful aspiration. However, while personal mastery and consistent discipline are undeniably commendable, this idea of constantly pushing for individual greatness, it might not fully account for all life circumstances, right? What about broader factors that can influence someone's ability to stack their days or embrace these discomforts?
That's an incredibly important point to consider and a fair critique. It's crucial to recognize that not everyone starts from the same place. Not everyone has the same resources, opportunities.
Or even the same mental health capacity?
Absolutely. To equally harness their full potential. So while individual effort and grit are undoubtedly crucial, a holistic view has to acknowledge that systemic barriers and just widely varying life situations can significantly impact personal achievement.
The context matters.
Immensely. So while you absolutely strive for your personal best using these tools if they help, it's important to also consider the wider context, the support networks around you, and sometimes, the limits of what a purely individualistic approach can achieve.
Right. Well, we've explored the core principles of the 5 a.m. Club today. From the specific morning rituals, that 20-20-20 formula, to the profound insights on holistic personal development and leaving a lasting legacy. It's definitely a powerful framework for anyone seeking to enhance their productivity, health, and overall tranquility.
And remember, the journey towards personal mastery isn't really a race. It's a gradual, deeply rewarding one. It's rooted in consistent daily practices. It's about consciously embracing discomfort where it serves you, fiercely protecting your focus, valuing experiences over mere possessions, and understanding that true, profound growth often occurs in those quiet moments of recovery and deep reflection.
So as you reflect on these powerful ideas we've discussed, maybe ask yourself this: what small, seemingly insignificant improvement can you consistently commit to starting today that will echo throughout your entire life, transforming it into something extraordinary? Thank you for decoding deep ideas with us. We hope this exploration has given you plenty to think about and maybe even implement.